Here's another session on some basic watercolor techniques for you. Earlier we looked at wet on dry. Now we're actually going to look at wet on wet. And again, the implications are in the words. So wet paint onto wet paper. And all that means is initially what you're going to do with a clean brush, get lots and lots of water all over that piece of paper that you'd like to put your paint down. So it should look shiny wet. If it does not, that means that it needs a little bit more water. Make sure you go all the way to the edges, lots and lots of water. So give it about 10 to 20 seconds just to soak in, because otherwise what happens is the pigment will just float on the surface. We actually want it to soak into the paper. And again, tilt your board, make up a nice good sized puddle, load your brush, which just means lots and lots of paint on your brush. Tilt your board at about 45 degrees angle, and you're going to go all the way across. And what you'll notice, the big difference now is that the paint will explode and it will go wherever there's water. So you can see now it's going a lot quicker. So stroke and reload, stroke and reload. So each time I'm just going back into my big puddle of paint, all the way across. And this is what you have to watch out for. See these things? These are my runaway drips. So really quickly, have a paper towel handy just to suck up all of that extra paint and water. Because otherwise what happens is sometimes it'll go where you don't want it to go. So that's wet on wet, using just one color. And here's what's really cool, and this to me is the magic of watercolors, is you can take a second color, and while it's still shiny wet, you can introduce a second color wherever you would like it to go. So this technique is actually called charging, and you can see if I tilt my board and tip it, wherever there's moisture, the paint will travel. And this to me is the absolute magic of watercolors. This is why I like watercolors, is because I'm starting to make my own shapes, my own colors. And if it stops moving around, just sprinkle on a little bit more water, or take a spritz bottle and just sort of gently add a little bit more water. And you can see how I can pick it up and tilt it, all different directions. And now I'm actually starting to make my own colors. So I've got some blue, added in that permanent rose, and now I'm starting to head towards purple. There's another runaway drip. Let me grab my paper towel quickly. There we go. There's wet on wet. Have fun with that one.